Can't hear you. No, you're mute if you're able to hear us. Can't hear you. Seems some problem with the. Are you able to hear me though? Uh, can't hear you, Shah. Can you hear me, Marcelo?
Yeah,
Okay,
I do.
great. Yeah, I think we can't hear you. Okay, let's get started. Uh, Again, has been a really great week in terms of progress. There are really new strategy that we have been discussing. Continue. I will, as always, go and start with the release update and then maybe discuss a few of the potential opportunities that is probably lurking in the corner that we can actually reuse. And over the last 2 weeks, we were most focusing on N8N and N8N community, and we were just discussing how we could enable people who are using N8N agencies and everyone, because we see there's a lot of engagement in the N8N community. So last week we had last week and last 2 weeks rather, we created this naughty N8N node, right? So we have improved the node as well over the last, I think last week we added almost 98 tools that we can use within N8N to connect Naughty platform. And through Naughty platform, you can connect different tools like Gmail, Google Calendar, cal.com and whatever, and HubSpot and all these applications easily. So that anyone, literally anyone who don't have a lot of even technical insights can use the platform. This week, however, we have done something even better. What we have done, let me actually first open my email and walk you through. Hey, Gmail. There we go.
You should be able to hear me now.
Yes, now we're able to hear you.
Excellent.
Notice it happens.
Mhm.
Okay, let me share my screen and we'll just go through the release email first. So we created now Notice support N8N chat agent. So you may have seen a lot of you may have been creating and seen a lot of N8N based chat agents, for example, Q&A agent, customer support. There could be some automations sort of agents and everything. So now what you can do is you can onboard those agents into Naughty platform, and you can basically sell it to your customer easily. And Naughty would produce the analytics. It will do the credit deductions and everything else. I'll show you how it works later. So please, if you're watching, stay around. But this is something that is really new. It actually became a bit complex work. We actually haven't thought that it would be that complex. But what happens really was our platform, everything was built around voice AI. Now adding a chat feature and chat agent, a text-based agent, is a bit anti-pattern for the architecture. So that's why it took a lot of time. I originally thought we could do that within 3-4 days of development, but it took almost the whole week for us to be able to set up everything end to end. Having said that, still the analytics is not sorted yet. So analytics is still we are working on. So what we have been able to do is add the N8N agent support, do the credit calculation properly, and deduct from your customer properly. So that part is ready. So that means if you want to use it for any of your customer in mind, you can start using it. But the analytics part is will be added next week, where they can see all the conversation analytics through the N8N agents as well. Um, Apart from that, there is a really interesting feature we have introduced for your customer login. So, for the partner login, we had passkey.
So, Abby, I was going to talk about the N8N because you had spoken about our integration to N8N quite a few times,
Yeah.
and it was only when we went through it a couple of days ago that I fully realized the power of what we've just built.
Mm.
And it's actually incredible.
Yeah.
And for our partners, it just brings a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
So number one is um, it gives agencies and our partners the opportunity to onboard people onto your platform very easily, very quickly, and very cheaply, and you can then offer them services so quickly. So if we look at the voice side, we already have templates for reception agents, N8N reception agents, um, and customer booking agents, and then you can just use it, and then instead of taking 2, 3 hours, which was what I was doing with my agency to create a bot, this can now be taken just 2 minutes to do the N8N side, and then most of the time is spent on improving the voice prompt.
Yeah.
There's a dramatic reduction in the time it takes. The other uh, huge benefit for me when we went through it yesterday was that I don't need to ask the client for go high level access, or I don't need to ask them to set me up an account and then I have to create the private integration keys. That can be done within Notty.
Yeah.
So those two things are just so powerful. Um,
Yes.
and then of course then it's your ability to charge when people use the N8N nodes and things.
Yeah.
So not only can you save time and improve efficiency, but there's also areas where you can make money on it. So I just thought that it'll be useful to tell people this because um, you know just having N8N doesn't do it justice because actually behind it is so powerful and it's so useful
Yeah.
for every agency owner.
Yes, I completely with you. I guess my what I'm trying to do is just to quickly run through this release thing, whatever we have done
Yeah,
this week,
yeah.
and then we'll come back on this one because this one is, as you said, like there is a lot of potential and a lot of upsell that is possible now that we have both Noti N8 and Node as well as N8 and agent support. You could literally sell as a package. So that's what even our next we discussed that, right? Our next
Hmm.
feature, or yeah, if you say not a feature really, but a offering would be to give you ability to create package. So you could create package saying and receptionist voice agent with a chat, both voice agent and chat agent that will sit in your website and it will also take your call and it would be able to connect and book a calendar, for example. That's a package, for example. And once the calendar is booked or something, this is also this you will also have an automation that will send an email and do post pre-appointment follow-up, for example. So all of this you can create like one package and you can sell it to your customer as a whole product. So not you will not so you are suddenly becoming from an agency to a SaaS company and you are selling product. So that's what our kind of next vision is, and that is why I think this integration is really, really important for us. And I'll talk about that in much details. Let me quickly just complete what
Yeah.
we have been able to do this week, and then we'll come back to this and we'll talk about all these ideas, show you how to do that and everything. So so that is one thing. The second thing is the magic link authentication. So a lot of the customer from our partners have been saying this as a issue that when they are logging in, so our existing process was we were sending a random password. And a lot of the time, customer, when they are copying the password or typing it, they are doing it wrong, or there is some uppercase, lowercase they could not understand. And as a result, they were not able to logging in. So what we have done this week is we created a concept of magic link. So basically now your customer don't need to remember password. All they would do is just enter their email address. Um, they don't need a password. I'll just delete the password and they'll just send magic link. So what will happen when you do that, if I go to the email, so you will get a magic link, but this is on your domain, basically, sorry, on your brand, basically. It's not AI Pro. So this is on your brand, and they get like a sign in button with a link, and as they click it, they can log in. They don't need to remember password or anything. So this will straight away let them log in into their portal. So this is something we did this week. This is going to hopefully going to help you in long run get less support ticket, because obviously you will be selling this portal as your own brand, as your own SaaS in the future probably. So you will get a lot more support request, and we have seen, I think 50% of the support request or any kind of help that people have asked for so far is related to accessing the platform. Like I cannot log in, or I am not getting the password, or my password is expired, or something like that, all those sort of things. So I think that is why we brought up this feature, so that they don't need to remember password. As a partner, you don't need to remember password already, because in the partner portal we have passkey authentication, so that is already going to cover that. Now, with this, also what you have to what we have to remember is every time an email is sent, there is a cost associated with it. So every time your customer will do a send magic link, there is a cost, right? Because the email delivery cost is there. So that is why what we have done is we created, it was already there, but it was not working before. But now you can track how many emails are being delivered for your customers. So you can have hundreds and hundreds of customers, but every email that goes out from your agency to your customer, you can track how many is delivered, what is the delivery rate and everything. So that is also going to be showing here. At the moment, we will cover the cost for all this email sending. Don't worry about it. But I think going forward, maybe I don't know, few months from now, we have to we have to sit and think if we want to add that into the AI credits or something. Whereas you could buy, just like any other software, you could buy some email credit or something, so that your email can go without problem. Or you could actually add your own SMTP. We already provide that option. So you can add your own SMTP server, then you obviously will not incur any cost from the platform point of view. So there was an SMTP. Yeah, so here you can set your own custom SMTP server, and then there will not be any cost. But for the moment, you don't have to worry about it. We are covering the cost. So feel free to use this in your promotion to your customer, or ask them to use the feature, not a problem. That's something there we have added. Other thing that we added was, now that we are starting our marketing campaign more, and we are now started to roll out all the monthly payment customers. We have to comply with the PSD2 regulations, and the PSD2 regulation is, if we have to take any monthly like subscription fees, we should be informing you, and you should be informing your customer at least 7 days or 3 days before. So you have to inform them by an email that, hey, we are going to charge on your card 3 days after, on these days. Like you have to send at least 7 days or 15 days or 3 days. So there are three options. You can send once, that's not a problem, or you can say twice or thrice. So what we have done for now is we added that options now. So if you're on a lifetime membership, there is no problem. You won't get any email. But if you are on a monthly plan, any of the monthly plan that we have launched so far, you will get email 7 days before that your card is going to be charged from the platform. This is still not yet enabled for your customer, because you want to first see how the email delivery is going and everything else. and then you will enable it for customer as well. That means if you are setting up a billing for you with your customer, then the platform will also send the same thing to your customer, that it's going to be charged or something. So you don't have to worry about this payment regulations and everything else. You will be always complied with all the regulations mostly. So that's what we are working towards. Um, of course, we to support this, we had to also show the subscription management. Earlier, you could not see what subscription tier you are in. Now you can see that. So when you go to the settings and then you go to profile settings, you will be able to see what is your plan type, what is your plan status, your tier, business name, and everything else. And when you're a member from, all this information will now be showing to you in the settings menu. And if you're a monthly customer, then you will also get a option to cancel your membership. If you're a lifetime customer, then you don't need or you will not get any such options basically. Um, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna now, yeah, I think there are a few of the bug fixes we have done as well. I'm not gonna go through that. Maybe we'll spend some time into the N8N area because there is a lot to cover there and a lot to explore, and there's a lot of opportunities there actually that we can discuss. But before I go there, Shao or Marcelo, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
I
Yeah.
have a programmer that his name is Xavier. He was
Mhm.
trying. I invited him to this meeting, and he had some issues, but I don't know what. So I prefer to wrote you in a support through
Yeah.
through Discord. You prefer Discord, isn't it?
Yes, Discord would be really good. Yes.
Okay, so I think that is a minor things, and
Mm.
maybe he's not understanding well how it works because he's integrating the voice agent, and exactly he prefer to use N8N rather than other
Mm.
because it's easy. The only thing that I mm, think about no N8N is that maybe it's not easy to document it, to maintain, and to scale too. But I think that the N8 people it's improving day by day that
Yep. Yep.
platform.
Yeah.
We prefer Python and programming, but I understand that the N8 community is growing up very high speed, and this is a big window in order to enable Noti uh, through that channel.
Yeah, so I what I would say is if you're struggling with any of the use case to build in an A10, we could create it. That's not a problem. We could create it fairly quickly using not AI node because we have the experience, and we can send you the template. And that is what our plan is. Like next week, hopefully, you will have a sections here. So we will actually restructure these sections, and we have one section called N8N, and under which all of this N8N related menu will be coming. And one of the menu will be to give you the automations template. So at the moment, it sits here. You can see here example use cases. So our plan is to add a lot more templates. I think I I think at the moment I have almost 1,900 templates that is there already with me. Of course, not every 900 I have created. It's all curated. Most of them are curated and then modified and something. So what I'm planning to do is slowly, based on your use cases, we could pick up few of those templates and transform that using not AI node and then keep it here. So you can just copy it as a JSON file and import it into your N8N instance and just use it. This second bit is one of the thing that is really powerful with N8N is the code node that you, as you said, because N8N allows you to write Python and JavaScript code where there is no node available, you could do a lot of things with those two nodes. Scalability is an issue, but as I said, please do not use N8N as your as an API. This is
Yeah,
not this is not what N8N is made for. N8N is more for workflow automations, which are supposed to run asynchronously. So if you, let's
yeah.
say,
Yeah, in the other hand, N8N maybe, I don't know what's your position, allows us to integrate in a case that we don't use go high level, for example, use a chat like Chatwood or any other else, and it's for example, Chatwood is a good I don't know how Chatwood works, like a recording of the threads in a conversation, and it works very good for service. And I think that it could be a very good use case. It's it could be through N8N.
yeah,
How do you think? How do you
that's
think?
what, that's what we have done this week. You don't need to use Chatroom. So, so what you can do is you can create an N8N agent from here. So how you can do that is just create this, click there, give a name, for example, test agent or something, give some description, this is a test agent. And you can select the customer for which you are trying to create this agent. I'm just going to select this. And now there are two integration mode. At the moment, we have only released proxy mode, and then there is a naughty chat mode. I'm going to discuss this, what this means separately, but at the moment, only proxy mode is available. Now, what is proxy mode? Proxy mode is nothing but if you use N8N widget to chat with the agent, of course, you will be using the N8N widget, right? So if you use the widget, what this will do is the widget will call Naughty and Naughty will call N8N, if that makes sense. So how it will work? Let me actually open um, one of the N8N agent that we
So,
have.
um, Avi, whilst you're doing that, Marcelo, so you've obviously named Chatwood. For you, what is the features that you find Chatwood really useful, and how are you using Chatwood for that will combine with voice and with everything else that you do for customers?
It's just because I don't know if I understand well, but Chatwood allows you to maintain the conversations, even the channels. It's omni-channel, and then you can open a chat, for example, a WhatsApp conversation, then moves to a phone call, then moves to another interaction through a web chat, and you can keep the same thread in just one line. Then you after that you can check how was the service, and it's not it's omnichannel. I think it's a
Great.
very good opportunity to give a very good service, but is that all? Is that all? And chat would
Mhm.
have another features, but I think that is the most important that I saw.
No, that's a great feature actually. If I now think about it, and it's very easy to implement that within Node.js as well. That's with now with this node is there. Before I go there, shall you want to add anything?
And so, and Marcelo, so you're just exploring about using Chatwood rather than saying, we've used Chatwood and this is where we want to go. Is that right? So,
No. I was working with people in a community that they use a lot chatbot. I don't have any project or client that use it, but they are really happy using it. But they don't have something like Naughty. So that's why chat would use webhooks through to all the to WhatsApp, Meta, or web mails, web bots, and all other channel. Is yeah, go the chat with T
Oh, Chatwood, right.
T.
Is this the one?
Yeah, yeah. It's and you can have Chatwood on self-hosted too.
Hmm.
Okay, that's a great one. Yeah, I think if it is a self-hosted one, we can think of, because I think architecturally it is just using webhook. It seems.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I,
Okay.
I, I think that the main key here is that Abhijit is integrating N8N. It's opened the door to any other integration, not just chat with this. Anything. So the limit is the imagination.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I think. I'm more excited about this particular feature because yes, it is built for an A10, but this is just we just need to copy and paste for anything like Chatwood, or if we want to use Flowwise, if we want to use anything else, that any other platform which also provide chat-based agent. Like you can use voice flow, you could use not voice flow, there is another one. I forgot the name, it's a very popular one. Um, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is there are many providers today who provides these chat-based agents. Even for the likes of now ChatGPT have created this agent kit, we could do that as well. So we could do a lot of things now that the platforms support the N8N model, which actually under the hood uses webhook, and every other platform uses the same like the same technology, which is webhook. So yeah, I think again going back, in this case, for example, this is one of the example that I had where I have created a very simple N8N based chat agent. Now, as you know, in a chat trigger node, you will get a URL. So what I can just do is copy the URL and just give it to the configuration here, and then it will show you a webhook secret. You just need to copy that secret, and you need to create a credentials basically here, and give the username as naughty and give the password that the app naughty have actually generated for you, and just save it. Why we did that is it is to actually make your agent secure, so that this this webhook or this chat agent is now secured with a webhook secret, so no one other than naughty platform would be able to call this agent. Traditionally, if you would use a chat widget with N8N, anyone can hit your N8N infrastructure. But now they can't, because what will happen is your widget will call Naughty, and Naughty only knows the webhook secret. So the Naughty can only connect your N8N. So in a way, your N8N infrastructure is now secure. No one knows, even if you host it as an embeddable widget to some customer website, they wouldn't know, anyone, any hacker or prompter wouldn't know where exactly your N8N instance is. So we are sort of protecting that as well. And then you set the status, whatever is the status, and then you can set the billing as well. So let's say for this customer, when you are creating this agent, how you want to charge the customer. So let's say you will host this agent in their front page website. You can charge them per conversation. So every new conversations, you will deduct 1 credit. You can charge per message. So every message exchange happens, you are gonna deduct 1 credit. You can do per 10 message, and you can do per minute. Now, why we created 4 model is because a lot of the time you might have created a really complex AI agent, which does, let's say, market research. At just one prompt, it does a lot of market research and everything else in the backend and respond back to user. If that is what your agent is, then of course you don't want to charge per conversation. You would rather want to charge per message, because that one message from the user is literally doing a lot more, consuming a lot more token in your N8N and everything, right? So then you want to charge per message, and you can charge more than one credit. You can charge 2, 5, 10, whatever credit you want. And basically you set that as your billing mode and you create the agent. Now, as soon as you create the agent, your agent, now what the next thing that you want to do for your customer is you want to create a widget for the agent, right? So that you can host this agent into a front end somewhere, like with your customer website, front page portal, or you will create a custom page or something. Now, what this feature does is it adds the widget here for your testing. So you can directly open it up and just say hi, and you can actually test the agent. So I think I have to set it as streaming, because this also supports streaming. Now if I just say hi, and as you can see, it's coming back with a response. But what is happening under the hood is every communication that you are doing through this widget, the widget is calling Naughty, and Naughty is actually calling your widget here. We have gone a step further to protect this widget. What we did was we said that you need to provide the domain name where you want to put this widget. So if I put notetogether.com, then whenever you will copy the embedding code to the to notetogether.com, then only Naughty will respond back to the widget. Because as you know, it's an embeddable widget. That means anyone can just go to the browser inspect tab and copy it and take it to their own website or something. How would we protect that? So for that reason, we have protected that with domain. So whatever is your customer domain where you want to put it, just add that domain there and then create the widget. Because if you do not add the domain, and then if I take the embedding code to my website, it will not work. Basically, Naughty will reject the request, saying that it is not this widget request is not coming from an authorized domain, basically. So you add that, and you can change the color and everything else. This is all like live. You can see how it looks like. You can change the message, like welcome to Naughty. Okay, so this will all change based on whatever you write. You can choose different color, text color, background color, and everything else. And of course, you add the security, and then you create the widget. Now, as soon as you create the widget, it creates you the embedding code for you. All you will do, just copy the code, go wherever you want to host it. For example, I want to host it in like notetogether.com. I go there, I edit the website. It's a WordPress-based website. I can just edit it and add this agent basically as an embedding code, and then it will be sitting on notetogether.com and will be available for testing. So I think it's just taking time to load, but I think I hope you have got the idea now how this is all set up. Now this is only proxy mode. There are two more things coming up. So we are also creating our own widget. This is basically, as you can see from it, the look and feel is more N8N widget by looks of it. Yeah, and you will see that as well when you open it up. But we wanted to have a little bit more customizations, a really nice UI or something. For that, we are creating a custom widget as well, which is coming very soon. And we are also creating another mode called Naughty Chat node. So what is Naughty Chat node? This is basically going to be another community node that you can install on your N8N instance. And what that will do is it will change. So you can literally not use this, but rather use the Naughty Chat node, trigger node. And how this will change the game is that now you don't have to do all the steps that I have shown you, like copy the public URL, paste it there. You don't need to do any of those. with the trigger node. So the trigger node will be we are creating in a way that every time the node will get a request and it will do all the communication, the node itself will call Naughty and send the analytics information, all the conversation history and everything else to Naughty platform, and then Naughty platform will generate all the analytics and everything for the customer. So two more things that will come very soon on the platform. It's already there. It's just we haven't released it because we could not get time to test it. But as soon as we are able to test it, I think we will release that feature, and then you can install the Naughty chat node just like you have installed the Naughty AI node. So Naughty AI node is for integration, and Naughty chat node is for the chat trigger that is upcoming. And from a widget point of view, we are also creating a custom widget. And this custom widget, by the way, we are creating not just to support N8N based chat agent, but any agent in the future. It could be OpenAI agent. It could be I don't know, different platform like Chatbot you said. So it could support Chatbot, it could support voice flow, it could support anything else, which are chat based, and as well as it will have a voice mode enabled in it. So that means when you create the widget, you can select this widget to have this chat agent and this voice agent from retail. So that means in the interface there will be a call button or something. So that means if the user click the call button, that will call a retail agent or a VAPI agent or our own agent, whichever you want. You can configure that when you create the widget, and then basically this agent will make the call, and you don't need to. So it will support both text mode and it will also support the voice mode. So this is what we are creating at the moment. It is already created, as I said, it's just not tested properly. So that's why we have not uh, released it yet. But what I wanted to show you is that every time I will make communications, because I set one conversations equal to one credit, what the platform is doing is it is reducing the credits. So now it's showing 34 credit, and if I do more communications, it will further start reducing the credit. So that means in a way you can charge your customer as you have deployed this agent using AI credits. And this is very powerful in a way. What I think initially Shao was saying is that now with Naughty, what you can do is you can create a package and you can say, okay, I'm going to set up an N8N agent, and I just need my user. I'll just ask my user to go to integration tab and integrate their tools. Let's say they integrate their Go High Level or Gmail or Google Calendar. And as soon as they do that, that means in N8N, I can create like a agent, and this agent now call a workflow tool. And in this workflow tool, this is a booking workflow tool. And in this booking workflow tool, we are using Naughty AI node, which will connect the Google Calendar, which will connect the Go High Level and everything else. And all these integrations are already powered up by Naughty platform itself. That means your customer had only to do one thing, is come there, connect their tool, and track the agent performance. That's it. And everything is already built for you because we are giving you the JSON files that you can straight away import into your N8N, and you can just configure you can just create the agent. So it will track the AI cost, and it will use the tools that your customer have integrated. So this is like the complete N8N platform you are just reusing and reselling to many, many customers. If that makes sense, Marcelo. So yeah, I think there are a lot of possibilities. I think in just one short call, it's probably very difficult to explain much. So what we are planning to do is create a lot more template for you, for all of the partners. And as I said, next week you will see this gets segregated as a N8N area. And within the N8N area, you will find all of these automations, use workflows, packages that you can sell. So it will all be there in one place. So you can just map that to customer. Just like you map any agent, you can map the entire product. Like you can sell a reception bot with an email automations, or a reception bot with or an appointment bot with an N8N based appointment what you follow up. Or you could do many things really. These are all like very simple use cases that I'm talking about. You could even create some agent which will do market research for you, and then you can sell that as a package. There is just unlimited number of product that now you can create, and your customer wouldn't even know that you're using an agent. Or even if you're just hosting it in your customer N8N instance, that is fine. They don't bother because they don't have to go to the N8N interface and and do things by themselves. And you also don't have to go to their N8N interface too much from the setup, just the initial setup, and that's it. Then rest of the integration will be taken care by Naughty. The analytics will be taken care by Naughty, and the AI credit deduction will be taken care by Naughty, and the billing, which is the most pain I think for every agency, is will be also taken care by Naughty. And guess what? Your customer cannot leave you, because in most of the cases, what happens is a lot of these agencies, a lot of the customers actually go to Upwork or all this platform, and they hire people. They hire them and say, can you do these integrations? And once they set up the integration, they are fired, right? Because customer is creating this integration in their own N8N self-hosted node, for example, or the cloud instance, for example. And now when you're tying this up with Naughty, now they can't leave you, because if they leave you, they are losing the integrations, because you have made all the integrations through this integration page. So your customer is literally bound to your white label SaaS, if you say it. So all the integrations, even though they are running it in their own N8N self-hosted instance or in their cloud, but they're dependent on you because they are tied to these integrations. And once this integration breaks, their automation will break. So they have to always use you, basically, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think this is what we have been planning for last 3 weeks, and I'm really glad that it is working somehow. We have to make a lot more improvement, of course. Like from the analytics point of view, as I said, the analytics are not good yet. As you can see the agent here. But the analytics still shows like it shows like as if it's a voice agent, but it's not a voice agent, it's a chat agent. So we have to change a little bit of analytics here and there. Like it is showing as 0 calls, 0 minute, but it should actually show how many conversations that has happened, how many text messages that has been sent, or something like that. So this analytics part we will fix, because this is just taking it the default way we have configured the portal, which we will fix next week. So you will be able to see just here, for example, you're just showing calls. It will also show you the calls and conversations and everything else. So your customer will be able to track the analytics properly. Their AI credits will be deducted properly as their N8N agents are being used. Now I'm going to stop there. And if you have like any questions or any suggestions, I would probably take that before I go to the next part, really.
Yeah, Avi, so I think for me, this is a game changer for my own agency, because we've always wanted to do this AI receptionist bot. And because I've been selling AI voice for 9 months now, and I we were the first in the UK to advertise on Facebook to accountants, to plumbers, to dentists in the UK. And we've seen, when we first started, we could charge, £800, £1,000 setup, and maybe £250 monthly, £500 monthly. If you fast forward 10 months now, there are some people who are selling AI receptionist for 30, 40 pounds a month. So the cost has come right down. And what it means is we need to find easier and faster and better ways of setting up AI voice agents. Um, if you talk to a lot of customers, what's very interesting is that number one, when you first talk to them, a lot of them are very surprised at the quality of the voice AI. And number two is once they start to take an interest, they start to search on the internet. They'll say, "Oh, look, someone else is cheaper than you. Can you do this and can you do that?" So there's a real for agency owners, there's a real pressure to somewhat price match against competitors, and also to improve efficiency. We're all in AI, we're all about automation and improve productivity and efficiency. So we should do what we preached. And I think what you have here with a combination of N8N and with Naughty, it means that for my own agency, I'm thinking, okay, I can now deploy a voice AI agent in 5 minutes or 10 minutes instead of 3, 4 hours. So then we can be a lot more competitive on pricing. It means that we can open up the market to a lot more people. So that for me is where it's really, really exciting.
Yeah. And as I said, I think the whole idea of creating this feature is for an agency to retain customer, because I think that is probably the biggest pain when especially if you're using something like N8N, because once you've created the template and you have given it to the customer, then there's nothing left there for you to there. So customer is probably gonna say, thank you, goodbye, because you have already set up this and it's already working. Maybe they will keep you for 50, $100 or something for some maintenance, but nothing more. But here what you are doing is you are converting the same customer as a SaaS subscription, if I say it another way, because now every time your agent is making the agent may be sitting on their own self-hosted N8N or their cloud N8N, whatever, wherever they want, that's fine. But it's still using the Naughty platform. That means for every time the agent is making any communication, they are being charged by AI credits, either for the tool usage or for the chat usage, agent usage. And now you can suddenly also integrate these agents, any kind of agents, with your voice agent as well. Because as I said, maybe you're creating a voice agent, and then the voice agent will trigger, let's say, an N8N automation, and uh, you could do all of that. Let's say you do not have Go High Level subscription, and you want to do send email and do all of those stuff that Go High Level does, for example. You could, of course, use N8N for that. But what all I'm trying to say is, even you use N8N for that, use the Naughty AI node. Because once you use the Naughty AI node and create the N8N automation, you're essentially binding the customer to your white label portal or to your SaaS, basically. And your customer cannot go away because all their integrations are not through N8N. Their integrations is through Naughty platform. N8N is just calling the Naughty platform to use those integration. And this opens up a lot more opportunity, plus it will retain your client. And the best part is it is usage based. That means you are not actually charging a fixed fee. You're only saying to them, you know what, we are not going to charge you anything. It is absolutely zero money. We will maintain your agents and everything. You are just going to pay us based on usage. And that is like, I think for any business, they would like the model because it's based on usage. That means more and more and more their customers are using bot, more and more they're getting calls. They're only paying you, and they're paying you by credits, and they can also see for themselves where the credit are being deducted, how they are being billed. They can make informed decisions. So I think that itself is the most value that probably this integration will give back to all agencies. Yeah, I think having said that, still it's a bit technical for maybe some of the agencies, especially marketing agencies. That is why the plan is to create more product model, like what do you call it, productized service, right? So we could make it a productized service model where where in the portal itself we would offer them as a package of a reception plus and follow-up, for example, or something like that. So we could come up with different packages, and it will all be available to you as a partner. You could just create an ad or a marketing campaign that come and use this package for free, for example, because you don't need to set up the package. Your package is already created. It's probably 5-10 minutes job, and you can literally, when other agencies will be selling the setup cost for $1,000 or something, you could be selling it for free, and you are basically tying the customer or binding the customer to your portal, and they can't leave you as well because their integrations and everything is through the portal. So we will make that change coming week. We make it more products, more packages, and so you can create more and more product. And this will also help us to maybe approach the VoIP companies and all these other companies who also want to sell this kind of products. And this will be one click product for their customers, and no technical terms, no technical documentations for the customers, basically. Yeah.
Excellent. I think that's really good and progress. And Avi, so we're discussing some of the other features in our short roadmap. And again, it's all about helping agencies and their customers to deliver more value through the Naughty platform.
Yeah.
So I think the next couple of weeks releases are also very, very exciting.
Yeah, I think next week we have this product package concept is coming. The N8N, all this analytics will be improved, and we will wrap up this into a properly segmented area. And if we get some time, we probably will have our first in-house made voice AI agent coming as well, which was actually planned to be released this week, but this took a lot of time for us because we had to change some certain part of the architecture, because it's very challenging to do text agent AI credit deductions, because so far our model was voice AI credit, and in a voice AI it's one conversation and you can easily charge based on minute. But in a chat agent, it's very difficult because a user can just open up the chat and leave for 8 hours and come back and respond to the chat. And what happens in that case, that you can't bill by minute. You can't know when the chat has actually ended. There is no way to know it. So you have to be really careful about how you want to bill the customer. And that is why we have to spend a lot of time to create our billing model. And that is where you see, when you are creating the agent, there are 4 billing model that we could come up with, like per conversation, which is very simple. As soon as a conversation starts, regardless whether it has ended or not, we are going to charge 1 credit. And customer can, like the user who is you chatting with the agent, can take the conversation 5 days. That doesn't matter to us. Or you could do per message exchange. If your agent is going to use a lot of AI tokens, I think our recommendation would be to use per message exchange, because as I said, if your AI agent is more like research agent, that means it's gonna take more and more tokens, so you are likely to charge more, so you do it per message exchange. If it is somewhere in between this, you can do per 10 message, or if you want to restrict a chat agent, like a lot of the government website, for example, or banking website, there, if you open a chat window, you have to complete it within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because the session itself is 5 minutes in your banking app. So for those use cases, we kept per minute usage. So if you're happen to get a client where they have these restrictions, you can charge them per minute as well. So these are the 4 model we had to come up with. It took probably a day or two for me to come up with the charging model, because it's very difficult. It was very difficult to change the underlying architecture, the billing architecture basically, or basically build tracking architecture to support the text-based agent, because so far we have only been doing voice agent. But now that it's there, we'll just improve the analytics. We have a couple of things to do, of course, but it's just going to be really, really excited. And the other thing, before I wrap up, we have 3 minutes, is as you can see, this is not 9.0. So our target is by the time we go to not 10.0, which is 10 more release, that means 3 weeks. It's not 3 weeks, sorry, 3 months, or rather 2.5 months. Our target is to, by the time we hit not 10.0, is to make the platform production ready in terms of compliance, in terms of security and everything else. Yeah, that is like our target to achieve in next 2.5 months. So you will see, that is why you see the PSD2 regulations and everything that we had started doing. We have added a lot more logging platform. So every API request is now tracked. We have started to track all the database query, how long it is taking, so that the platform is always performant. We are streamlining our deployment process so that it goes through a proper CI/CD, if you know about continuous integration and continuous delivery. So we are doing all those sort of improvements slowly under the hood, which you will of course not see from the outside, but this is all happening under the scene, behind the scene rather, so that we are prepared for the compliance regulations and everything else, which would probably be starting next month onwards, where we will engage with some auditors and everything to make the platform more like, as I said, TRL9 platform. So we're targeting not 10.0, which is 10 release away, 10 weeks away. That's it, really. I think. Yeah, Marcelo.
No, just one question, and then what is the best way that you work with N8N, using the official site or self-hosted, or a merge? For example, having internal development using the official and deploying in a self-hosted of the client.
So it depends a lot of the time with the client requirement, really. In most of the cases, okay. So one thing that we have to be really careful about is we should not, based on the terms and condition of N8N, you cannot white label N8N as a software. You can provide services based on N8N. There is no problem in it. Just like you use Zapier or something else and you create the front end. But what you cannot do is host N8N yourself and sell that as a workflow service. You see what I'm trying to say? So that is what is not permitted. So a lot of the time, what I have seen people doing, and in practice I have also done in before, is asking people that N8N allow you to do internal business operations. Do you want us to provide a service of hosting an N8N instance for you and manage it for you? Because that is allowed, because I can give that service. Although I am not owning that N8N hosted N8N, it is owned by the business itself. But yeah, this is what it is. But with that, the thing that you have to also remember is that you now have to ensure that the platform is updated, it is in highly available, and all this bit that comes with it, right? Because now you are providing N8N as a service. So if we see a customer is coming up with a automation request or workflow request or an AI agent request that is going to be used at very high scale, then we recommend to use, I have recommended to use the cloud version, because then I don't need to worry about the infrastructure. I don't need to worry about if it goes ever down or something. If the customer is more regulated customer where they cannot have a system that goes down ever or something like or 19 over 99% uptime they need. If those are the sort of requirement that your customer is telling you, my recommendation would be to go for the cloud platform because then you don't have to worry about all of those things. If, however, the requirement is, a lot of customer would come and say, I just wanted a automation that runs and create social media post, for example. Now, really, it's not a business critical scenario. Even if that N8N goes down for a day, at the max, what would happen is one day you cannot post into social media. So in those cases, you can give that options to customers saying we could just give you a service if you wish, and we can host it for yourself with your permissions. But this will be categorized as your own N8N instance is used for your own internal business operation, not like we are hosting and selling you as a white label. That is something you have to be very careful. Yep. I hope
Yes.
that answers your I think it's a very generic concern a lot of people have who have gone through their licensing model. It's very complicated, and again, this is how I read it. Don't take it like a legal advice, because this these licenses are subject to change always. So what I'm saying today may be irrelevant tomorrow. But given what I have read last time, I think giving a service is fine unless you are reselling an item and white labeling it. If you're not doing that, you're perfectly safe. All right, I think we are over time. It has been a good week so far in terms of the features and everything that we have been able to come up, and more coming soon. Please stay tuned, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, bye.